order. First item will be Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item will be roll call.
Roger Brock,
Here.
Dean Button,
Here.
Nate Harris, Ann Herbert, here, Bill Houghton, Juan Monero, I don't know how to say that, Kim White, Tom White,
Here.
Janet Benez.
Here.
There's 5 present and 1, 2, 3, 4 absent. We have a quorum.
Very good, thank you. Next item will be the approval of the minutes from the September 19th, 2016 meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes from September 19th.
If we could get a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. And tonight we have some old business, CP-16-07, petition of the Marina District Development LLC for approval of the final development plan for Lot 8 in the Marina District Development Planned Unit Development located at 902 Roby Drive. Have the notifications been, requirements been met?
Yes, they have.
Thank you. And if petitioner would like to come forward, sign in, and please state your name and address, please.
Good evening. I'm Dan Tersman, and I'm here on behalf of Marina District Development, LLC. I'm here to present and request approval for the final development plan for 902 Roby Drive. It's part of the Marina District Development Planned Unit Development District. The development plan that we presented is for a approximately 3,600 square foot retail building that would be at least preliminarily envisioned to accommodate up to 3 tenants. The tenants are currently under negotiation, but we have at least 1 restaurant tenant, potentially 2, and actually possibly a 3rd. So in calculating our square footage requirements for parking and whatnot, we've kind of looked at that as a worst case scenario from a minimum parking requirement and looked at it as all restaurant use. The plans that we submitted, or the development plan that we submitted, includes the proposed footprint of the building, elevations, site plan, and signage plan. So hopefully that gives all the information necessary to make a determination of compliance. The plan for the elevations is to utilize brick masonry materials, 4-sided architecture, and with a color palette and scheme that'll be consistent with the rest of the development. We've submitted the site plans to Mr. Button for his review, and followed some of his recommendations and answered questions and hopefully address those requirements as well. That being said, if there's no questions, or I guess I could say I respectfully request approval of this development plan.
Thank you. Any questions from the commission members?
Just a comment, I will echo what Mr. Tersman has said, that I have reviewed the plans relative to the lighting and drainage, and they look all and parking and layout, all looks good.
Very good, thank you. At this time, we'll open up the public hearing period, or portion of the meeting, and it appears there is no public, so I think we can close the public hearing period. And again, I'll ask if there's any questions from commissioners. And if not, we'll move on to have Brian present the staff report.
I hope everybody received the updated staff report, which has a date of 9/26/16 on it. Mr. Hersman presented the background very well. Just also to point out that the dumpster enclosure will have masonry materials similar to that of the building. The landscaping does exceed the 10% requirement. The lighting in the parking area meets all the requirements. And this is also a continuation of one of the things that I think is unique to this PUD, is that bicycle racks will be provided to help encourage that alternative form of transportation. In reviewing the final development plan, the Plan Commission looks at Title Section 16.51, and that, first of all, the determining factor being that it conforms to the preliminary plan of PUD, and basically this plan is very similar to what was presented previously, obviously with some minor differences and tweaks. As a general comment, the final development plan, it does comply with the PUD ordinance and the applicable provisions of the zoning ordinance. And again, the other section that the Plan Commission reviews is Title Section 27.04. That's referenced on the second page of the report. Similar language, but in this case, it's going through the 15 points that are identified there. Again, as a summary, the plan does meet the requirements. The city engineer has indicated that the sewer and the drainage system is satisfactory. That is the one updated item in the report than what was previously presented 2 weeks, or not presented, but was in your packet 2 weeks ago. And so going to the third page and the staff recommendation, staff recommends that the Plan Commission approve the final development plan for the retail building on Lot 8, and then subject to the final permit review, which is just the normal review process that the building and the building department and the zoning administrator goes through. We also present recommendations on the findings of fact. This is in that section 20 or Title 27 with the 4 statements. So my recommendation is for you to include that in your motion for approval.
Any questions from the commission members regarding the staff report? No questions? Then at this time, I guess we could entertain a motion to approve the final approval of the development plan. Somebody.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to accept staff's recommendation that the Plan Commission approve the final development plan for the retail building, Lot 8.
We could have,
Subject to final permit review.
thank you. If we could have a second.
Second.
And roll call.
Roger Brock,
Yes.
Dean Button,
Yes.
Nate Harris,
Yes.
Ann Herbert. Yes. Bill Hutton, Juan Lanero, you know, I keep saying it right. Kim White. Here. Yes. Todd White. Both.
Yes.
Jennifer Nez.
Yes.
Okay, we have 7 yeses and 2 absent.
Okay. And we would also entertain a motion to accept the staff report as presented as preliminary findings of fact.
As well as the stated items 1 through 4 under section 27.05.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to
Thank you. If we could have a second.
Second.
And roll call, please.
Roger Brock?
Yes.
Dean Button?
Yes.
Nate Harris?
Yes.
Ann Herbert? Yes. Bill Hutton? Juan Marino? Kim White? Yes. Thomas White?
Yes.
And Jennifer Ness.
Yes.
We have 7 yes and 2 absent.
Very good. Here's your all set, Dan. Thank you. Any new business, Brian?
There's no new business,
Any correspondence?
no correspondence.
Any commissioners' comments? No? Staff comments?
Just two things under staff comments. At the last meeting, we did send the temporary sign ordinance to the city council with a favorable recommendation. The council did pass it under first and second reading and sent it to committee. The committee meeting has not been set yet. A couple of the council members during the caucus meeting had some questions that I think we would need to address, and we'll address those through the appropriate time. Just so you understand that under the state statute, that if the council does make recommendations for any amendments to the ordinance, then they have to refer it back to the Plan Commission. We would have a 45-day period in which to respond as to whether we accept or not accept those amendments, and then we would send it back to the city council with some type of recommendation, and they would have a 45-day period in which to approve it or not approve it. The other thing I wanted to mention is that we've been having a lot of discussions over another text amendment ordinance that's going to govern or cover the small cell tower networks that would be going into our public right-of-way. It's a state statute change that occurred last 2015 June. I think it became effective January 1st of 2016. And we've been looking at the language of how we're going to apply that approach, or how we're going to approach that. We're using the Fishers, Indiana model. It is something that is getting close to its final form, and that we want to present it to the Plan Commission. So I think one of the things that I'd like to open up for your thought process is that our November Plan Commission meeting is either the 21st or the 22nd, and that's Thanksgiving week. And I don't know if there's a possibility if the staff gets prepared enough to go forward on that, and also depending upon when the council deals with the temporary sign ordinance and sending it back to us, we may or may not have to adjust that date of that Plan Commission meeting. So I just want you to be aware of that possibility.
Any questions from the commissioners?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Just a comment that we are getting requests through the engineering department for these small cell towers to be erected in and around Hammond in the rights of way, and that's what's precipitating the action here.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? I don't see any public, so I guess there's no public comment, unless Jake would like to say something.
Ignore that and curtain.
Would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second?
Those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.